Welcome back to tonight's sad reality. I did not time that at all with the music drop, nor was I really intending to. But we got the Geometry Dash OST in the background, not really, but you can probably kind of see how I hear it like that. Well, this is a little bit distracting. I love you, music. This is going even deeper in the pit that is not being able to hear it. But so today was kind of like a nothing day, but I feel like I'm gonna tell a bit of a story that's more than a story than it needs to be. It's a really dumb story, but I like oranges. I don't like oranges as much as my mom does. I don't peel them, but a good like fruit cup, bowl of oranges, whatever, with like the syrup that's supposed to like rot your intestines. I love those. Really good. I would recommend them. Would in fact recommend oranges. Good glass of orange juice, love that too. Um, so my mom's interesting. I feel like everyone's got that one interesting parental figure, I'll say. And what's rather particular about her is she's never wrong, ever, in the whole wide world. And today I'm not going to be complaining about it. It's more so like this is a fun game of perspective because to me it's really more funny than anything, but I would say it borders lunacy to an extent. Um, so in her endless pursuit to be healthier for whatever reason, also I'm just gonna go ahead and pop every single ability because I can. Um, also like how particles are kind of dying here. I don't know. It kind of works. It's kind of working, not working, something. It's in between working and not really working. I don't know. But in this endless pursuit of trying to be healthy, sometimes this creates problems. So like kind of putting a fruit bowl on your counter, that's totally fine, right? No issues with that. But sometimes when people say that the food in your fruit bowl is rotting, maybe that's because it is. Maybe just because you put something in front of you like a roadblock, like I have to eat this apple because it's sitting here in front of me. That doesn't mean you're actually going to eat it. I mean, again, I love apples as well. But like, I don't even know where to begin with this. So, this goes from me saying, "Hey, mom, there are oranges on the counter that are rotting. I can tell they're rotting because they're turning green." Um, and like a week ago, she was like, "Oh yeah, they're kind of rotting, whatever." Throws them away. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Now this week was different because she's never wrong. Okay, last week, the oranges were weird or something, but this week, and when I say this week, I mean I think it's probably been multiple weeks, but they've been sitting here for a while because of the snow. We haven't really had time to get out of the house and whatever. So point being, time passes. Enough time for oranges to rot, which maybe it was a week. It's been a crazy week between editing portfolios, but I'm not talking about that in this video. That thought could exit my brain now. I did that for another 4 hours tonight after my 9 to 5, and I'm gonna record this video and then go sleep. But I was like, "Hey mom, the oranges on the counter are rotting again." And she was like, "Well, when you pick them, they're green, but you have to let them ripen. They turn orange. That's what they're called, oranges." Um, and I'm thinking, okay, sure, I'll play this game. So I think 3 days go by, 4 days go by. And I'm like, "Hey mom, are you gonna peel that orange? Is it turning orange yet?" And it's still green. I think in fact it's gotten more green. She's like, "No, it's not. It's not ripe enough yet. Um, I'm like, okay, whatever. And it's funny too because whenever my mom gets pissed off about something or whenever she needs validation, she goes to my dad and she's like, "Hey, husband of mine, what do you think about this opinion that I have? And I really need you to say the exact same thing and validate me because that's all I am in this world is self-validation." Um, but I'm like, maybe you should ask your husband on this one if he thinks the orange is rotten. And I'm like, "Hey dad, do you think this orange is rotten?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I think literally today I noticed the orange is no longer there. I'm like, "So did you eat the orange? Did you peel it? Was it good? Did it ripen up?" And she said, "No, I threw it away." I'm like, "Okay, well, was it rotten?" And she was like, "No, it wasn't ripe enough, so I threw it away." I'm gonna let the awkward silence just sit here and kill this, like slaughter it into the bed it came from. Beyond Death. That sounds like a cool game. Um, why are people like this? Rainbow Ball, it's like a golden cookie. Oh my gosh. Anyways, um, that's just the smallest window into my life. I will say, you know what, for as much criticism and flack I give her, there was actually one intelligent thing she did recently. Crazy, I know. Um, so because of all the snow, yesterday I could have gone to work. I didn't. I was just kind of a chill day, just kind of zoned out, zen, whatever. And the day was fine. But my boss was like, "Hey, you can come to work if you want, whatever, all this other stuff." I mean, he didn't say if you want it. There's definitely pressure to be there, and I was like, I watched people crash into their driveways and stuff, and people are losing control in my neighborhood. I haven't. I did see posts about this, like kind of maybe, but I kind of lied to get out of that, and I'm kind of glad I did. I tried to drive to work today, and granted, I'm not the best driver, but like when there is ice on the road and there are patches of it and you can't control things, there's a very good chance you're going to hit something. And I very, very, very thankfully did not hit anything this morning, but I lost control of my car not once but twice. And that was, again, a day after I was still requested to come and work a full 9 to 5 when there's nobody out shopping for stuff because the roads aren't exactly the most bestest condition, if you will, with my garbage grammar. Um, but I got there and I was talking with one of my coworkers. His name's James. I don't think he cares if I put his names on this channel, but he's definitely a homie. You can tell he smokes just by the way he smells. Nothing against him. Devils, devils, dabbles in the devil's lettuce a little bit. Whatever. Got a little bit of that Zaza. You can smell it. But you can never tell he's not ever out of his zone. He just smells like it. But we were the only two to not show up yesterday, and then everyone who did show up was like, "Why did we show up? There's nothing to do here." And today was kind of the same. Funny enough, I got certified in learning how to build bikes, and I'll talk about that maybe later in this video if I remember. But if you've watched any video on this channel, you know my memory is, as I said earlier, garbage. It's Latin for garbage. Now, chat, calc is short for calculator. You need a calculator for that, chat, right? Okay. When does YouTube become cringy? Where was I going with this? Am I off my medication? I don't actually take meds for anything except allergies, but I should probably be on like some medication for something. Or just implanting brain cells in my head, trying to remember what I was talking about. I was talking with James, right? Um, and he was like, I was listening to someone, and he said, you can get another job, but if you die coming to work, you can't get another life. And I was like, amen, brother. Uh, kind of. I don't know. I respect him a lot. I respect him. I think I respect all my coworkers more than I respect myself, but that means very little for all of us because I think we're all like, there's a reason most of us are stuck in retail, and that's just because we're. Do we belong in the real world? I don't know. I think we have better common sense than a lot of the people that shop at our store, but like, I look around and there's a little bit of insanity and behind the eyes and souls and empty sockets of the people around me. But yeah, so like there's a bit of wisdom to that. It's not worth going to work if you're going to get injured for that. And something he said after that, I was like, wow, this is actually really smart. The same people in corporate who are like, go in and work, do your jobs, are probably sitting on the couch drinking hot cocoa. So remember that. If you ever feel useless, don't worry. There's someone in corporate who's probably 10 times more useless than you are. Say it with me, kids. Everyone hates corporate. Mostly me. Um, I don't know, I'm kind of joking, but I have an opinion on business as a whole where everything kind of gets enshittified the more money gets tied into it, and people end up losing themselves more and more as they go into that. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Kind of the point of this was If you know you're talking to someone who doesn't understand that an orange rots, if you know that your boss doesn't really care about your safety and they just want to see you there because you have the highest metrics in literally the entire company when it comes to credit card sales, um, these aren't things you can really argue with in life. You just kind of silently say no, and you're like, these people are crazy, and you just say that in your head, and you just let it exist. You know, um, that's my too. Because I feel like my church is like, stand strong for God, and make sure you say the right things, and you have to have an opinion on these things. And I'm like, I do have an opinion. Trust me, it's a very strong opinion as well. But also, I understand that there are people in this world that are so brain dead that there's no inkling of a chance that if I were to say something, it would actually change the facilities of the world that we live in. So that's, we're getting really depressing tonight, aren't we? It's like the you can't fight stupid kind of thing. It doesn't work. And when I think about that, I'm like, wow, it's really depressing that I sit at my dinner table and I yap for forever talking about my day because I like talking with people. But then when I think about the fact that I'm talking with people that I don't think have brains or don't actually care about the things I'm talking about or literally mean nothing to this world other than basically asserting that they're right on social media or about oranges on the table, um, I'm like, wow, it really solidifies the whole I'm a loser and I'm proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Okay, when is this video gonna end? Um, yeah, I learned how to build bikes today, kind of. My boss wanted me to do training because there was like not really too much to do on the floor, so we were tasking. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the longest training in the whole thing. It was kind of funny because he was like, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Not yet." And the car goes flying off the cliff. Um, I have a funny coworker, and he's always complaining that our boss is in a mood, and I'm like, maybe that's the case, but again, like I was saying earlier, I think there's some equal level of insanity behind everyone, and when I say this, please do not exclude me from this. I think I am the most mentally far gone of anyone out there, so please do not take anything I say with any level of sincerity or any advice I say, even if I do mean well. I'm not intelligent, like, whatever. Self-deprecation video. I'm still gonna title this Oranges and just see who clicks on it. Probably nobody, and this will still probably be one of the better conversations I've had with myself, regardless. I don't know. The insane ramblings, the insane rantings of someone. Like, are you crazy if you're able to recognize it? It's one of those things where if you can look on yourself, reflect, and be like, okay, I know that I'm far gone, or like, it's like the equivalent of, you know, you have, say you're like dementia, Alzheimer's, you know you have memory loss, but you can't know how long you've had memory loss because there's a chance you've forgotten the day when you started remembering you had memory loss, whatever. Can you know that you're insane and still be insane or act insane, or can you suppress it? Can you mask it? Whatever. I don't know. It's an interesting thought I had the other day. I'm like, would you know if you were soulless, if everyone exists in a world where it's assumed everyone has a soul? Um, Pish posh, random conversation thought. Leave your answer in the comments, and let's make it super serious, and let's start a war down there, because that's the internet, I guess. Don't actually, please. But yeah, TLDR this video, it's not worth risking things like wrecking your vehicle to go to work to serve the 4 people that show up to return propane that they did not use because the winter storm was not as bad as you thought it was going to be. Um, and you can't argue with people that think that if it looks like a lime, it is definitely an orange just waiting to become an orange. It's probably going to keep rotting. Thank you. I love you. Good night. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, day, morning. Cue the epic outro. Good night, y'all.